since I last recorded about the hailstorm. So here's the update. This will be short for today because there's not much to tell you, to show you, other than just tell you what's been going on. Met with the adjuster. 4 of the farms got taken out. It was wheat that was this tall, just stubble left. And so since then, nothing's happened other than that wheat is kind of greened out a little bit. Some of the younger, less developed parts of the wheat maybe we're trying to head out, but they won't make. And so I won't harvest those farms around Sagerton and Old Glory. Just total loss. Since then, just doing odds and ends. But this past weekend, we had a big system come through. I've never seen anything like it. A system that just hung out just to our west in a line, and it didn't move for hours. It just kept building on itself and not moving east at all, which is really strange. Some places just north of us, I haven't heard officials, but I know radar estimates showed like 8 inches of rain. A lot. And so that storm stayed mostly to our west by Farm and Old Glory, which there's no wheat there anyways. Got 4.5 inches. Checked that gauge yesterday. Crazy. And then you get to the Sagerton, to the barn area, 2.7. At my parents' house, 2.2, and then those other farms east, 1.2. So it really, once it started moving east, it kind of went pretty fast. Well, the concern was hail. Well, stuff that already was hailed out, I wasn't worried about it. Maybe other people were, but I was concerned as it moved east. I think it's going to be okay. That's what I'm going to check, because Dad looked at it yesterday. Today's Monday. It rained Saturday night, so Dad was looking around Sunday. Thinks it looks okay. Most of the wheat I've seen looks generally okay. I think we actually went on a field trip to younger boys had a field trip up north near somewhere where that really bad stuff was, and there looks like some damage, but didn't look too bad. So maybe we avoided some of the hail with these storms. So I'm going to check the rain gauge at Bob's. I haven't been there. Should be just around an inch or so it shouldn't be too bad getting down there. But hoping that the hail left that wheat alone over there. On the way to my parents, there's a water spot here, kind of just a low area, a little bridge that collects water. And I was driving by and I saw this trash up on that fence. So that's how high the water was. That's not normal, but that's a lot of water. I remember that may be higher than I've ever seen it. One time I was a senior in high school, and we had to come up for like what was it, sign up for classes or something like that right before school, and I had to use my dad's truck because that water was like halfway up the tires on the truck, and I didn't think I could make it across and anything else that I could have driven. So lots of water, and really just, I think 2.2 is what he said at his house. And so it doesn't look that wet really, because I'm sure a lot of it ran, breaking out of the field, stuff that we fixed. Yep, lots of washouts. That's what I was afraid of. So may have to come over here and, I don't know, run the disc. Probably be the best thing to try to fill in some of those cracks so it's not rough all year while we're plowing or planting cotton and doing all things with cotton through there. So that's what water, when it comes down real fast, does. It just makes a mess of things. There's the wheat at my parents' house, and I think it's okay. It's the first time seeing it, but I don't see any obvious damage here from the road. Our farm, I think it looks good. I would walk out there with you, but I don't want to drive and walk through that. I got nice clothes on. I was at a field trip today. I got my fancy shoes on. I'm not ready to farm today. I'm just being a dad at a field trip. Okay, do it for you. I parked here in the middle of the road. Oh, I thought it was drier here. It's not as dry as I thought. So I'll get you this close. Isn't it pretty? It's starting to turn a little bit, and I wish it all looked just like here right on this edge, but overall I'm pleased. I don't see don't see the damage, so we'll take it. All right, I was gonna go down to Bob's this way, but that road looks a little wet. I'm probably gonna get in some mud. I'm trying not to. So I'm gonna go to the next farm and cut around. Maybe it'll be better. Not sure. But like stuff like that, I don't want to go down there. It's just kind of yucky. All right, here's the next field. This is Graceland, and it looks really good too. So stuff's pretty wet, but with things raining as hard as by things I mean clouds. You know, it rained as hard as it did. We didn't probably keep a lot of what it rained. A lot of it washed off, which is, you know, you like to keep it, but when it comes as fast as it did, you can't keep it. Our backyard, the night it was, sorry, there's kind of a silty area. I don't want to get stuck. The other night when it was raining and hailing at our house, our dogs were hanging out at the back door. And like, why are they in their dog houses and getting hailed on? Well, Emily went out there and looked, and the area in our yard where the dog houses were was like 6 inches of water standing, and their houses were like floating. So that would be why they weren't in their dog houses, but it just came so fast. So we lost them. That's you lose it. That's a stinker. But the ground should be faster to get on. I'll be able to get to it quicker than if it would all just soaked in. So things I got to do. I'm not done with this yet. I'm going to Bob's. Don't worry. But I'm just giving you the heads up. What I got to do next is I've got to. I'm gonna have to get the disc probably hooked up, unhook the sprayer, and take it over some spots where it washed, especially at my parents' house, because I need to run the strip till over everything again, reform the beds, and knock out those air pockets, although this rain probably did a lot of that and collapsed those trenches down. But I need to kind of reform the beds, and then I'll need to spray. I need to spray the wheat ground that was hailed out so that wheat doesn't actually does not go to seed, so that I don't have volunteer wheat problem. And then I'll need to spray everything, the cotton ground, so that it kind of gets its last cleanup before planting. Our planting date for cotton is normally like first week of June, say June 1. That's kind of the time. And so today is it's almost May 1st. So I really want to get that strip tilling done sooner than later, so that I'm not disturbing the soil and losing the moisture that we have enough of now, but we will run out quickly. It just happens that way. So that's what I'll do. All right, on to Bob's. I'll give you that update. Well, I never want to be the first one to go down the road, and that may be what I'm about to do here. So it's a little silty, but also it ran like a river, so it may be kind of hard here. I don't know. We're about to find out. Wish me luck. This will be why I don't got to go down to Bob's until it after it dries up a little bit. This isn't even normally the worst part of it, so we'll see what happens. Well, that was the worst back there. It wasn't bad. Somebody's come to this point and they stopped and turned around, and I know why. But I made it. I just, a little bit of fishtailing, but thankful for four-wheel drive now. My other truck, I just have to wait. I could go around, but it's kind of a pain to have to go around all the time. Hear the mud? Just lots of water coming through here. All right, let's check the rain first. Uh, 1.2 or so. It's kind of about what I was expecting. That's what Dad, or what those other farms up there had. So it looks good. I don't see I don't relatively see any hail damage just here from the road. I think it's okay. Do have some oats out there. I'll drive by and I'll give you a better look from the other side, but some wild oats out there. Knew that I did. Maybe good to put this in a rotation with cotton moving forward. Kind of had a conversation with the landlord yesterday about doing that, since he's not running cattle as much or anymore, and so probably a good idea. Maybe put this in cotton next year. Maybe just do that in general. But anyways, yeah, I'm pleased. It looks good. This field, as you'll see, if I can show you when we drive by, is it's got some kind of not hot spots, but spots, you know, where the cattle grazed heavy last year. You know, normally when you graze, you see where they poop and pee. Those are, that wheat's bigger. Well, I didn't have any on this grazing actively. I had them grazing after the last year's wheat. But I guess there was enough difference that you see some pockets of tall and short, just because of that. And then also I was real disappointed. I had to, you know, top dress this because I think we got enough rain to kind of leach my nitrogen from pre-plant. And then also that grazing may have taken out more nutrients than I realized, and it was just deficient. And so that you see there's some inconsistencies in the kind of growth stages of this wheat. You see some places that are green still, some places that are turning yellow, and then you see, well, I don't know if there's as much here. I'll show you in a second, but yeah, if you just look, you kind of see some taller spots, like clumps. That's where I guess there was some manure left over. But then you see the oats. Obviously there's oats here, but oats out in the field. So overall I'm pleased. Okay, here's maybe a good example. If you look out there, see some, like in the middle of the green, there's like a big clump of more developed wheat. That's what I'm talking about. And then also just the difference that there is kind of here on the turn row, more wheat that's starting to turn yellow a little bit, and then up there just a little bit more, it's more green with less developed heads. I mean, it'll all catch up. It'll all get on the same page, but it's just been kind of a strange year. And I just hope that there's a whole bunch of grain in those heads. Well, so that's it. You've seen the wheat. We got rain. Now we're just letting it dry. I'll get to the other stuff, plowing and spraying, and then planting within, you know, a little over a month. So that's all for now. I'll see you when I film again. Well, I'm at my parents' house. See, my parents' house, tractor. I'm gonna go check on the washouts. Hopefully, not so bad. I know it is on the end, but I'm hoping that I don't have to fix everything. Is where all the soil went. It's really good soil right there. Also, probably get stuck over there. I don't know. It's some spots it looks worse than others, like up here. Like some of that's pretty deep, but I'd like to not have to do scraping, because if I scrape, then I have to plow it. It's gonna be real cloddy, and that's gonna not plant very good at all. I gotta do something, because I'm gonna have to spray through this all year. I don't know. I'm thinking I'd like to try the disc, just the disc, and see. It's not bad. There's not many that are just like sharp straight down. I mean, there's a couple, but I think if I plow over it enough with the disc, then I can kind of collapse that in maybe and just kind of smooth it out. I still think so far that's what I'm going to try. Here's another spot that we fixed. You know, we had to fix them, but also you introduce loose dirt there. It just makes it easier to wash away, so it's kind of a stinker of a deal. Gentle rains, we had some gentle rains, it kind of packed a little bit, but the hard rain, I mean, almost 2.5 inches, like, you know, like that within an hour. You just can't do that. So need to come up here and fix this part also. Here's the other thing I wanted to look at here was this Johnson grass after I sprayed it, and didn't kill it. Which is frustrating. Although maybe it stunted some because it was about that size when I sprayed it 3 weeks ago. But all that green you see, most of it is Johnson grass. So I would say that the clethodim was not the solution for Johnson grass. So I don't know what the solution is going to be. That makes me, because that part, this was not even the worst part of it. The worst was on the other side. I'm going to go check next. So resistant Johnson grass. What are we going to do? The wheat looks pretty good. You can see up here, you kind of see the wheat where it's kind of burned and doesn't look as good right next to the edge. Some of that may be some residual from the Roundup we sprayed before, but I think a lot of that maybe is the clethodim did affect the wheat and delayed it some, which is, that was some drift. I didn't want that. I wanted it to kill Johnson grass. So at least the wheat looks pretty good. Just keep praying that the hail stays away. All that water comes from that waterway, and then all this water comes along the back here, and it all just comes in here and sits and seeps. It's still really black down there. I don't know if I can even get to it. Let's see. About as far as I want to go because I got to get out. But I mean, it flattens out here, that's fine, but it's all silty, and so that may be interesting. I got to try to see what that looks like because we did a lot of fixing there too, but I think I got to go around to get to it. Water come through here. That side, it kind of split right here. This side's not as bad, and honestly that may be not as bad as it was. I don't know what the right answer is here. We had it all pretty good. Down here it's not rutted up, but it's just silty and soft. It's going to be for a while with as much silt got washed through there. So honestly, that's not as bad maybe as I was expecting. There's not a ton of sharp ones except for just right over there where I was. Here's the low spot. I was just over there when I was showing you that. So I don't know, a lot of water, but I'm not sure what to do. Over there, probably needs a scraper. But other places, doesn't need it. So I don't know.